Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
One more drop. Oh, jeez. I think I overdid it. Dr. Shealy, I overdid it again. Oh, boy. Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Blissed? Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. And we're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. And if you'd like to call us, call in line 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. There's a link to all of your instructors on the website, USAPREPARES.com. And John is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. I'm Vin Finelli. Dr. Shealy. Welcome, Dr. Shealy.
Hey, I got home from Portugal yesterday.
Yeah, and well, I'll tell you what. Will you be able to tell us all about it? We've got calls already stacked. Next segment, could you tell us all about Portugal?
Absolutely, whatever.
Oh, okay. All right. We've got Mike in New York. Mike's been patiently waiting on the line through the commercial announcements. And welcome, Mike.
Hi, Vince. How you doing today?
Good morning. Now, you called in yesterday, and I suggested that you call in today and speak with Dr. Norman Shealy, MD, PhD ×3, author, and Native American medicine man, because you and I have found something in common with some of our animals. Would you like to share that story with Dr. Shealy and our broadcast class?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I had, we've had a line over the last 10 to 15 years or so of golden retrievers that we've had. The first one was, we purchased, he was born in 2000, pretty much had the same series of what normal dogs would. They get the vaccines as, a couple shots there when they're younger, and then they release them after 12 weeks or so, and then you take care of them. And then the last one, the first one we had was developed a large, very large, it just got big pretty quick, kind of a large, I guess they call them, tumor bumps, whatever you want to call them, around by his shoulder blade. And the vet said, "Oh, that's okay." The vet that we had at the time said, "Don't worry about that. That's from the vaccines. It's benign. They all get them from there. It's a side effect, but it's okay." And so I didn't think anything of it. But then about a year and a half later, he passed away from cancer. So at around 11. So I started, just like everybody else, you start wondering, what is this stuff, and reading, looking into, and doing research in it, and I came across a particular vet who I guess was in his 70s, and he had found that it seemed like, he said, a lot of the purebreds seemed to live longer in Europe than they did in the U.S. So I was reading the articles he wrote, and he basically said what he found were two kind of outstanding differences. One was that, they didn't get half the vaccines they did in Europe as we do here, and the other thing was, he said they didn't spay or neuter as much in Europe as they did here. I mean, that was his two glaring differences he found as to why most breeds live 2 or 3 years longer there than here. But so anyway, after I was passed, we got another one, same exact line. I mean, this one here now, his uncle was the one we had before, so it's kind of the same breeding. And so, we tried to go more of a a different route this time with trying to get, the water more filtered or clean and by, that kind of route and try to get everything, kind of make the meals for him so we knew what he was getting. And after about, 3 years, he developed like a blood tumor on his neck, and I thought, geez, I mean, he's barely 3 years old. How the heck is this going on, especially with what we're giving him? I mean, he's, everything going in him is about as clean as it can be. And then I had called the breeder up, and I said, what's going on here? I said, not only does he have a little bump on the side, but he had a tumor we had to get removed. And so I started to talking to her about it, and I said, is there anything, different, blah, blah, blah. And then what I came across was she has said both the male and female about 3 years ago, because I guess it's becoming, I thought she said it was law or something, that if you're OFA certified, you're a breeder, you have to get RFID chips put in them. And so I thought to myself, well, out of the last guy, since it's the same in line, and none of them had any cancer problems, and ours lived till 11, but like I said, we were getting them 4 or 5 vaccines a year, and Lyme shots twice a year, and other stuff. So I had asked her, and when they had, and then she comes back and told me that they had them put in, the chips had them put in about 3 years ago, she said or so, and the female recently had a tumor removed from one of her breasts. So I'm kind of thinking, well, geez, maybe this is the difference besides of what the gentleman spoke about yesterday too. I mean, if the snow coming down as this from Fukushima, they're rolling around in that stuff, they're outside, plus what's been spraying. I mean, it just seemed normal to me to have that done at that young an age. And then when I started inquiring about people who own them at the local park, it was phenomenal how many people said, yeah, mine had a tumor at 1.5, a boxer. Another person said, yeah, my golden just got one 5 years old, got a big one on his breastplate, and it just seemed like, regardless, even though most of them seem to be purebreds, it just seemed that the recent dogs, a year and a half, whatever the breeding is that's been done recently within the last couple years, the amount of the tumors and bumps, whatever you want to call them on these dogs, it's just increased by leaps and bounds from the people I've spoken with. There hasn't been one person that hasn't complained about that I've run into.
Dr. Shealy, I've got to say that I mentioned this on the air, that one of our dogs has had these tumors and has seizures, and she's still with us, and we're trying to help her the best we can, and I'll talk about how we're doing that a little later. But what I asked was, are we the only ones, or are other people having the same problems? And Mike called in from New York yesterday, and as he just described, when he goes to the park, he meets other animal lovers, and they're having the same problem. So, Mike, you said 2 tumors on one of your dogs. Well, Ayudi, our Neapolitan Mastiff, had one removed and still has another one in exactly the same location you're talking about. Now, we did not immunize Ayudi. She came to us very, very young, and she had some of her immunizations. So we did not give her any others, but she did get some. And then to add insult to injury, maybe one of the other things that's going on, and I'd like to share this with Dr. Shealy as well, is that some of us put those flea and tick chemical poisons between the shoulders of our dogs so that we don't have fleas and ticks. And we stopped doing that when our German Shepherds had, one of them became incontinent from it, and the other one couldn't move his hind legs. Literally, his rear legs would not work. He could not walk. Only his front legs would work. So we feel that we damaged him by trying to keep fleas and ticks off him, and both of them died about the same time. We bought both of them at the same time, and they both died about the same time. And we think that there is a relationship between the fipronil in the flea and tick chemicals that most people put on their dogs. And by the way, those are recommended by veterinarians all over the country, that you do that to rid your dogs of fleas and ticks. Dr. Shealy, so what we found is our dogs are not lasting as long as they should. They're getting tumors, and we thought that we should share this with you. Do you have any comments? Now, I know I know your dogs are very, very healthy. They idle at about 120 miles an hour.
Well, that's right, and we don't have them microchipped. Interesting, I looked this up while you were talking, and there is a veterinarian report on the internet by a Dr. Becker. Her name is Karen, Becker, and she says that up to 10% of laboratory animals have either a localized inflammatory response up to tumor formation at the site of the injection. So that suggests that there's at least a 10% risk, possibly, of a serious complication. Everything is toxic in this world today. And when you consider not just Fukushima, but the air, the chemtrails, the water, I sent you a link this morning on a huge list of bottled water supplies that have fluoride in them. You know, in people, it is generally believed that about 25% of major illnesses are genetically predisposed. But that means the other 75% may not be, but they certainly would be influenced by any kind of poison. And poison is poison no matter what it is. Now, we had many, many years ago, one of my favorite dogs, a golden retriever of all time. She died about 30 years ago. She was 12 and developed what I'm quite sure is some kind of cancer. It was never diagnosed, but she just faded away over a 3-month period. And that was long before things are as toxic as they are now. So we know these things happen, and I don't have the answer, but I personally don't like microchipping. I think it's just another potential insult.
And
Mike, I have a question.
I might add, too, is I tried to go in an alternative route. Like I said, I work with a lot of a guy who calls in a lot of Michael Anthony's products to help out, too, but to go alternative route with infection killers and stuff versus the antibiotics. And the other thing, too, is that a lot of people, that hasn't been mentioned yet, is when we first got this second pup, I went to the vets and they, because the last guy we were giving also the heartworm medication. And I noticed that the lady came out, the prior dog we had, we were giving it, and it was like in a small tablet. And this particular one was given to us, it was like a log, like almost a half a small cigar. And I said, and when I looked it up, I found out that there were more additional kind of pesticides added to the heartworm this year than the last time we used them also.
Hold that thought, Mike. Hold that thought. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Class, I'm delighted to be broadcasting today with Dr. Norman Shealy and Mike from New York. We're talking about dogs and diseases. And I during the break, I called Andrew Hemmer, USA Prepares instructor. He is the sales manager and customer service manager for earthworkshealth.com. And he and I are working out our schedule to get Andrew on the air in the next couple of weeks and talking about diatomaceous earth. And Dr. Norman Shealy did a study on our meetup group with diatomaceous earth. And my question for Andrew Hemmer a couple minutes ago was, will diatomaceous earth help and maybe treat or prevent heartworm in dogs? And the answer is, we don't know. He doesn't know. It looks like it probably does not. But the evidence is not conclusive at this point. But it probably does not. But it does kill parasites in the digestive and intestinal tract. So that was the call that I made. Mike, would you like to continue with your thought?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, when I looked into that, I tried to find alternatives because what I found was I looked at the size of what the vet was giving me, and I said, gosh, the last time was like a little tablet thing, now this thing, and then I went back, looked it up, and found out that besides the one regular ingredient in those, which I guess they call them pesticides because they kill, the heartworm internally in the animal, there was like 50 micrograms of something, I forget, I was looking to try to find if I could find the article, but they then added even more to it, so there were 2 or 3 additional pesticides added to it too, and then so from that point I went around looking for something alternative there too, because like I said, with so many people, complaining, and it's just been the last few years, it's like the people I talk to are all doing the same thing, what food do we go to? I mean, what can we do for this? Because it just seems like it's, at least from the people I've spoken with here in my area, it seems like it's kind of an epidemic with all these, either bumps or tumors they're getting, and it's not, not happening like my guy, 10, 11 years old. It's happening at 1.5, 2.
Right.
So, they're all looking at the same thing, say, kind of getting together when they meet at the park. Well, do you give them this? Do you give them this? Do you give them this? What do you what do you feed them? They're all looking because, like everybody else, they love their pets, and they hate seeing them like this. And it's what do you really do? You try to find an answer and everything for it, and like I said, a lot of the people are doing the same thing. They're scratching their heads because they're trying to get filtered water. They're trying to get they're either cook or do stuff for them. That's food that they're buying, that they're eating too, or become more from a vegetarian standpoint or what. And it seems like none of them can seem to to stop it. It seems like it's just it just seems like it's it's growing epidemically.
So here's a question for Dr. Shealy. Dr. Shealy, do you think that we should reduce or stop some of these immunizations that we're giving these animals?
Well, since I've never given anything but the initial, the puppy ones, I guess so.
Okay. Next question, Dr. Shealy. We have been treating Ayuti, our Neapolitan Mastiff of about 100 pounds, with bentonite clay and diatomaceous earth and colloidal silver. And it seems that we're making some slow progress. Of course, we've taken her off the diamond pet food that she was on, and we are feeding her oatmeal, and she's getting Kyani Nitro Extreme 1-2 times a day, half a dropper. And this is really an ordeal. Mrs. Finelli is sleeping on the kitchen floor next to her because she's having fewer seizures and they're lasting less time. But we don't want to put this dog down. We really don't. And it seems like we're actually making progress. So she's eating raw hamburger, and she's having oatmeal and vitamins and minerals and supplements, colloidal silver, and bentonite clay and diatomaceous earth. And does that seem? It seems like it's working, Dr. Shealy, slowly. Is that possible?
Oh, yes. I mean, basically, let's face it, one of the major keys to health is the immune system.
Okay.
And you are supporting her immune system.
Mm-hmm. Mike from New York, we've got other calls on the line. You want to try back next week?
Sure, that's fine.
Mike, I really appreciate you sharing with us, and let's put an all call out. What kind of pet food are we feeding our dogs, and what symptoms are we having? That's the all call.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Attention hardworking Americans over the age of 50. If you have basic computer skills, then you may qualify to earn a second income working from home. Income potential is up to $18 per hour. If you have customer service experience or other marketable skills, your income could be higher. The good news is, you will not be alone in this new career, because you'll be joining 53 million Americans working from home in this growing industry, and growing it is. If you have basic computer skills and would like to earn a second income from home, a new free report can give you all the information you need to get started. Again, the report is free, and you can receive it in minutes. All you have to do is visit realcashsecrets.com. That's realcashsecrets.com. To receive your free report, just visit realcashsecrets.com. But hurry, because this free offer could be discontinued. So go to realcashsecrets.com. That's realcashsecrets.com.
And if you'd like to go to his website, normshealy.com, 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 and please sign up for the same newsletter that I get. I think you'll find it quite beneficial, and it's absolutely positively free. And your information will not be sold. It's just used for you to get the same newsletter that I get multiple times per week. Dr. Shealy, another thing that we are giving Ayudi, our Neapolitan Mastiff, is curcumin. And you've been mentioning that, over the years with me. So curcumin and colloidal silver and Kyani Nitro Extreme, and she seems to be improving. And this is one of those cases where her doctor, meaning Ayudi's doctor, felt that there was nothing that could be done, and the dog would probably need to be put down. And we've decided to pull out all the stops and see if we can help this dog, who's, it's like a member of our family. And so the case is, or the analogy is, so what do you do if you have... I don't know, a son or a daughter who has, some health problems. Do you put them down? I don't think so.
Well, I am convinced for at least the last 45 years that conventional medicine, and I suspect this is veterinary as well as human, suck when it comes to chronic problems. It is pretty good in acute illnesses and accidents and things like that. I would give it a B, grade a B in managing acute illnesses. In managing chronic diseases, I get it an F-. It just doesn't work.
Okay, and we've got some callers on the line. Dr. Shealy, one other quick thing. What about essential oils for any of the treatment for IUD, like on the paws or on the top of the head?
I'm a little bit leery of using essential oils because they'll lick it.
Well, okay, all right. What about the top of the head?
That would be okay.
Okay, and which would
shouldn't harm anything?
Which would you recommend
that
we
would be
use?
fire. Because
Fire Bliss.
With her immune system being so weak, fire would be the critical one.
Okay, Fire Bliss. Okay, all right. And Dr. Shealy, we have Laura from the East Coast on with us. Welcome, Laura.
Hi, how are you doing?
Well, the question, I'm doing well. The question is, how are you doing? Laura, would it be all right if I share a little bit about how we met?
Sure.
Okay. Dr. Shealy, back in the university years, like the 70s.
You mean in the Middle Ages?
Yeah, Middle Ages. I attended a university, and one of the classes I was taking was Chemistry 101. And part of this chemistry class required a lab. And I didn't know anybody at the university. And so for chemistry lab, first day of lab, I went into this large room, probably held a couple hundred students. And there were lab tables where there was a sink in the middle and a stool on the left and a stool on the right of the sink. And so I just found an empty table, put my books down to get my glassware, my test tubes, and so forth. And I came back to where I left my books, and there was another student sitting next to me. The prettiest girl in the entire school. No exaggeration. And that's Laura. And she's on the air with us today. And Laura and I have been friends ever since the university, and we've kept in touch for all of these years. Mm-hmm. And Laura, I don't think I've seen you in 20 years. 15 at least, right?
At least.
Yeah. And
I'm not sure I'd be the prettiest girl in the room anymore.
I think you just might be. But that's the story. And I got this Christmas card from Laura, and she said that she has Parkinson's. And so I said, would you please call in and let's talk with Dr. Norman Shealy about that. So, Laura, do you want to talk about some
sure.
of the?
I'm not the case. I don't have tremors, but I have difficulty. My handwriting is very small and illegible. Problems with balance, those types of issues.
And I presume you've got.
About it.
And I presume with what you're discussing, you also have some, what I would call stiffness.
Yes.
Okay. Way back, before either of you were born practically, I did research on the effect of an anti-flu drug called Cimetrel, amantadine, on that aspect of Parkinsonism, and it was phenomenally successful with minimal negative effects.
Wow.
It takes about a month. I wrote an article on it. It was published, way back in the 60s, I think. And it is certainly worth trying. I have no experience on treating this particular phase of Parkinsonism with essential oils, but I do have experience with several patients for the treatment, and a combination of earth and crystal bliss has been especially good. I've got one woman who's been totally treatment-free now for almost 2 years.
Wow.
Using those. So those would be my two possible suggestions.
Now, what was the drug you used before with the trials?
Cimetrel, Symmmetrel. That's the company name. The generic product is amantadine, Amantadine.
Is that related to Cinemet at all? The Cimetrel?
No. It's a different drug.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any other good suggestions. Obviously, there is some evidence that all diseases like this are partly the result of inadequate antioxidants long term.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I presume that you're, by my standards, what I would call teenage, if you're close to Vince's age.
Mm-hmm.
And my standard essential antioxidant combination is astaxanthin for the vitamin A component, ASTAXANTHIN, 20 milligrams a day. Kyani Sunset for the vitamin E. My youth formula, 4 a day for the vitamin C. And anytime you take more than 100 milligrams of vitamin C a day, you need extra B complex, especially 6. So I recommend my essential multivitamin mineral, each one a day. Now, this is a long-term thing, good for anybody, but, not specifically for Parkinsonism, but most people are deficient in adequate antioxidants.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds reasonable.
So there are several suggestions worth playing with, and all of them are safe.
Yeah, the standard medication has some pretty grisly side effects.
Yes. And the problem with the standard medications is, interestingly, you develop tolerance, if you will, so they have to keep increasing the dose.
Yeah, with worse and worse side effects.
Oh, yeah. By the time you've doubled the original dose, you're already having, you're not getting enough to make it worthwhile.
Right.
Laura,
Thank you very much.
Before you go, how long have you been on the Cinemet?
On and off different things since June.
Mm-hmm.
And doing okay right now, but really need to increase the dose more, which means more side effects.
Yep. No question about it. That's the beginning of problems.
And the side effects are, extreme stomach aches, and it's bad enough that you wish you had the disease back alone, rather than the side effects with the disease.
Well, I would definitely try all 3 of the things that I said.
Laura, I've written them down, and I want to make sure I've got this right. Astaxanthin, 20 milligrams per day. Kyani Sunset, 3 per day. Dr. Shealy's Youth Formula, 4 a day. Extra B complex in your formula. Let's see, your Youth Formula 4 times a day. Extra B complex once a day. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's essential. The B complex is my essential.
Okay, that's okay. All right. Dr. Shealy's essentials. Okay. Once a day. All right. Laura, what I'm going to do is I have your address from the Christmas card, and in my Rolodex, I'm going to send you the Kyani Sunset that Dr. Shealy has recommended. And let's see. Dr. Shealy, what about Kyani Nitro Extreme?
Well, it certainly couldn't hurt because the basic thing it does is give energy to every cell in the body.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly one of the things in a situation such as Laura's is the cells aren't getting adequate energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any research on it for that, but it's safe, and certainly I, of course, wouldn't like to be without it.
Okay. And Laura, our family takes Kyani Nitro Extreme as well as Kyani Sunset.
Have you seen it?
Absolutely. Laura, could you just hold for a couple more minutes? I'd like you to share the rest of your health challenges with Dr. Shealy. and about your mobility. Would you be interested in doing that?
Sure.
Okay, and we're going to get a more complete workup for Laura in the East Coast. We'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
911, what is your emergency? There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Class, Dr. Shealy's with us, and Laura from the East Coast has joined us. And I want to say to the callers who are patiently waiting, we would like to make sure that you get the full and undivided attention of Dr. Shealy when you are brought on live, and you will be brought on in just a few minutes. So I appreciate your patience, and we want to give you the full attention of Dr. Shealy when you're up. Laura, I wanted to ask you if you would share with Dr. Shealy your mobility challenges, and also I'd like to ask Dr. Shealy to address cell phone concerns, microwave radiation concerns in your home, because you have a wireless network and you have cell phones and you have a cordless phone. Dr. Shealy, could we start with that? Do you think that there might be any issues relating to that?
Well, I don't have a cordless phone, and I don't have your usual cell phone. I have a little tiny one that I take with me, like when I went to Portugal and things like that, but I don't use them. I think they're bad. I can't say unequivocally. As far as microwave is concerned, I don't have one either. So, I do think one should minimize those things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Laura, your mobility issues.
Yeah. Dr. Shealy, I had spina bifida, back in the 50s, and a subsequent spinal cord lipoma. So I'm in a wheelchair now, and that made the Parkinson's diagnosis a little more difficult, because they usually diagnose you by the way you walk in the room, in an unsteady manner.
Right.
My neurologist was totally pleased and excited that he had someone with two major neurological diseases. I was less than enthused.
Well, now there's only one other thing. There is, at the University of Wisconsin, research going on with electrical stimulation of the tongue for Parkinsonism and multiple sclerosis with amazing success. It's the only place that I know where this is being done, and it is another possible thing to think about.
Wow. It's certain parts of the tongue, or?
No, they actually, sort of like a tongue blade with two electrodes on it, on the top of the tongue.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, if you look up tongue stimulation for Parkinsonism, there's only one place doing it, University of Wisconsin.
Okay, thank you.
Laura, would you like to share with Dr. Shealy what you do for a living?
Yes, I'm an assistant professor of biology at a college.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
The reason I asked you to do that was because I know you have an intense curiosity about what Dr. Shealy just said.
Yeah, I'll be looking it up.
I am an electrical junkie, and I've tried electrical stimulation of almost everything in the body, and it can have remarkable benefits.
Dr. Shealy, what about Lou Cassidy's pulsed electromagnetic device?
Of course, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy is something I would like to see tried, but I don't have any experience with it at this moment.
Would Laura be a
Where does she live?
She lives on the East Coast?
Yeah, unfortunately, the problem is at this moment we're developing a system to get enough research that we can begin making it available to other people, but it's not, open to the public at this point.
Okay. Laura, any other questions?
Nope, I'm good. I've got lots of good areas to work on.
Yeah, and there's always that trip to Missouri, and we'll get you close. You and your husband can come for a visit, and wouldn't that be nice? And we'll introduce you to Dr. Shealy. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Laura, thank you so much for calling.
Thanks, Laura.
And Dr. Shealy, thank you. Coming up, we have Gail in Missouri, and we have Paul with medical questions for Dr. Shealy. And if you have some, 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Don Wiskin. In 1994, I lost my 62-year-old father to complications of bypass surgery. In 1977, my 44-year-old brother was found dead in his apartment. He suffered a heart attack. In January of 98, my mother had a stroke and passed away in her bed. 21 days later, my 53-year-old brother passed away on his arrival to the hospital. He waited too long. In June that same year, I almost joined them at 42. What did I do? I took a 7-herb formula I now call Extendivite, made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, hawthorn, milk thistle, and valerian. Based on German studies of natural medicine, Extendivite is designed to clear blocked arteries, clean the toxins from your blood, and improve your immune system. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website, heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Dr. Norman Shealy's with us. And Dr. Shealy, Gail in Missouri has set the all-time record for being on hold well over an hour. Gail, thank you for your patience, and you're on live with Dr. Norman Shealy.
Well, it's been an interesting discussion there. I've got 2 quick questions for you. I'm in my 70s, and I understand as we get older, we make fewer digestive enzymes and stomach acid, and that creates some digestive problems.
Could you speak up just a little bit, please? Gail, could you speak up just a little bit, please?
Okay, is that any better?
Yes.
So much better.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But the concern I have is digestive enzymes. As we get older, we produce less, and stomach acid also. Is there any way to stimulate more digestive enzymes without taking supplements?
I do not know there are all kinds of things that are talked about. I don't know any that really work, Gail. I'll give you my favorite one to try. It's called Vascuzyme, V as in Victor, ASCUZYME. I consider it the best one that I know on the market.
Okay. I also have a duodenal ulcer that just won't go away, and the MDs want to give me a tablet that will cut down on the amount of stomach acid that I make, but it would take forever to digest a meal if I do that. How can I get rid of this duodenal ulcer?
Pepto-Bismol.
Okay.
Pepto-Bismol has been known for several decades to cure the bacteria that is often responsible for causing a peptic ulcer.
Well, they did a procedure some time back and put me under and ran a tube down there, and there's no bacteria associated with that ulcer.
They say there's not. Okay.
The H. pactor?
Yeah.
The H.
H. pylori, yeah. How stressed do you feel?
Well, I'm retired. I don't have a whole lot of worries at the moment, but when I was in the working world, I had a high-stress job.
And how long have you had the symptoms of peptic ulcer?
The duodenal ulcer has been around, oh my goodness, I didn't know that it was there. Oh, I'd say 20 years is just about.
Okay. Now, you need major stress reduction. You know, just because you retire, it doesn't go away. If you will send me an email, I'll send you the number 1 tool for reducing stress. You need to do it a minimum of once a day. It takes 18 minutes.
Okay.
Norm at normshealy.com.
Okay. So this I can fix on my own.
You bet. No, peptic ulcer is a stress illness. Even as I point out to people who don't like to call H. pylori the cause, yeah. But 50% of people have the bug, but half of them don't have peptic ulcers. So it's always stress as the additional thing.
Okay. I'll send you off an email.
Good-o.
Thank you.
Happy to do it.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Gail. Dr. Shealy, it's great to be able to provide in-depth responses and counsel to our class. I really appreciate what you're doing. We've got Paul, who's been on the line patiently holding for about a half an hour. Welcome, Paul.
Hey, good to hear your voice, Mr. Finelli. Or Vincent. Oh,
how can we help you?
Very interesting. Well, I called to thank you for getting me all the information that you had about my drug that I've been on, and a big clap of the hands and stuff to Dr. Shealy. And from 18 drugs, I'm down to about 8 right now. And half of the stuff, they took me off of digoxin as Dr. Shealy advised, and the guy couldn't believe all the other stuff. I'm down to half doses where I was taking like 2.5 pills. I'm down to, a half a pill, and feeling good. And I'm telling you what, like adding another 20 years to my life, and I just got through with another birthday. And the thing,
Paul,
can you go ahead?
Can you share how many years you've been on the planet?
Going on 88.
Okay.
Good on you, Paul.
I'm 88, sir.
Right.
And so you have weaned yourself off medication based on the advice that you've learned from us here with Dr. Shealy. And is there anything that you'd like to find out if you can wean yourself off now?
Well, everything that I have is way down, and I don't see some pills that I take right now. They did diltiazem to replace the digoxin, and that's 1 pill a day compared to all the, I was on like 2 digoxins in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, and I'm only down to one, and the doctor says there's possibly that they can half dose that thing. And well, the only one that I would think about trying to cut back on would be metformin.
Oh, that one's easy.
Okay.
Now,
hey, Dr. Shealy, hi, and thanks a million, guy.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
How much do you weigh?
160 pounds.
Okay, so you're really not overweight. There are two things. There are two things I strongly recommend. Number one is chromium.
Chromium?
1 milligram a day. Go to a health food store, get any kind of chelated chromium. And number two is Gymnema, Gymnema, Sylvestre, Sylvestre.
Okay.
It could come in 500 milligram capsules. I would, now, do you check your blood sugar?
Yes.
Okay, good, because Gymnema can work so well that you will need to go up slowly. I would start with 1 a day and gradually go to 3 a day, 1 with each meal. And as your blood sugar, if it gets below 95, then start cutting back on the metformin. Cut it in half first.
Well, that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, you're already at that. Well, then cut it out. And the chances are you could control it totally with the chromium and the Gymnema.
Okay. That sounds good. So I don't need that pill.
No, I don't think it's a very good pill, and the Gymnema is safer, and I much prefer it.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear that. Boy, I'll tell you what. What gets me teed off most of the time when I go in. So you've got pain on your pants. You still climbing the ladder? I said, yeah, that's the only way I could reach a ceiling. And he said, you're not supposed to be climbing the ladder. He said, if you fall and break a leg, it'll never heal. I said, then I quit painting.
Paul, I love
it. You're still riding your motorcycle, I see. I'm glad you can see. And I said, wow. I've seen guys that were way older than I am by at least 7 or 8 more years, and they're still riding, and I've got an invitation to go out to Delta Junction, Alaska. I said, well, I don't know if I could handle a one haul like that, but I could try.
Oh, I love it. Paul,
Dr.
we need
Shealy,
more like you.
Dr. Shealy, Paul came over to visit us in Virginia. Paul, how old were you when you came to visit us on your motorcycle?
On the motorcycle, I was probably in the early probably 82, 83.
So, Dr. Shealy, Paul showed up, and I said he showed up with his big motorcycle, and he rode up from Florida, from Florida to Virginia, and I said, so how long are you staying? He goes, until the blisters pop.
Oh, God.
Paul, is there anything else that we can help you with?
Well, I was just wondering about mental conditions, memory failure, and stuff like that there. And, the doctors want to be pushing drugs, and I was looking at different diets, and I've been looking at a couple of diets, but, man, I can't take time out to plant all these daisies and eat them,
Well, the one thing that I would like most for someone like you, now all of the Kyone products would be good, but the one that I would like most would be Nitro Extreme.
I'm on Nitro Extreme, right?
Good. Okay, you're already okay.
I am on that.
Then
I started that about a month already.
Okay, good. Well, I think it's one of the best things in the world for almost every organ in the body.
All right, I will keep that up. I take it daily at breakfast time.
Good.
And I'll tell you what, it's just great to get off all these dang pills. And I'm trying to use good language. But,
yes, I'm with you, Paul. It sounds you're doing the right thing.
Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us, Paul?
Nothing right now, Benny.
Hey, thanks so much for calling in.
Okay, and I'll get back with you at the house phone.
All right, thank you. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest priced filtration systems in every size. For incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency, get to GoBerkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com.
Have you ever thought about starting a home-based business? Did you know there's a secret 99% miss to making money with a home-based business? Having invested thousands of dollars myself in opportunities, I can tell you there is a secret which separates a moneymaker from a scam. Think about it. If a person runs ads on radio or television making fraudulent claims, they eventually wind up in prison. One man was sentenced to 10 years for making claims which could not be substantiated. But anyone can put a video on YouTube and lie to people for years and get away with it. If you are thinking about starting a business, you need to discover the secret 99% miss to making money. Why? Because it's free. All you have to do is go to realcashsecrets.com. But hurry, because this offer will be discontinued. So go to realcashsecrets.com and get this free report. That website is realcashsecrets.com. That's realcashsecrets.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Class, Dr. Shealy's with us, and if you'd like to go to his website, normshealy.com, 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 and please consider signing up for his newsletter. And if you'd like to learn more about the Bliss oils, the same oils that we use here, normshealy.com. Dr. Shealy, you just got back from Portugal. Please tell us about your travels, if you'd like.
Well, I went over there to visit a truly unique, superb podiatrist, foot doctor, who is so disgusted with the physicians in the system and the podiatry in this country that he moved to Portugal. He introduced and has refined over the last 15 years one of the most important, I think, overall health, medical, and especially pain control approaches that I have seen. He has determined that at least 90+% of people have a slight, it's a very slight, maldevelopment of the feet. And he puts in very specifically created insoles. They're not some routine, mass-marketed thing. For instance, it took him, after evaluating me for over an hour, it took him an hour and a half to make the insoles to go in my shoes. My my posture looked better than it has in 50 years, and my height increased 1 inch within a minute. Wow. And I've seen dozens of his results like this. Basically, his theory is that because the feet stabilize the body, and if you are not putting your weight fairly evenly where it belongs all over the foot, it's going to send up the wrong messages and cause your posture to go off and create all kinds of musculoskeletal and other problems. And so I sent out a newsletter this morning showing, in fact, the posture changes that took place with me instantly. I am extremely impressed with what he has to do.
So, Dr. Shealy, if our class is interested in this, what would they do?
Well, go to my website and look in the archive newsletter, the one that came out today.
Okay.
Is the most important new pain info in this century, something like that.
Okay. Would it be okay if I post it with the links to your website on page 1 of USA Prepares?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And in fact, if you want to post a link to that particular, e-news, it's okay too.
Okay. Class, I will do that during the next commercial break. Dr. Shealy, your new radio show.
Yes, healthyliving.net. I will be on at 2 p.m. Central Time today. People can go to healthyliving.net and listen in, or call me if they've got questions they didn't get to you today. They can call me there at 800-555-5453.
Okay, class, that's healthyliving.net with Dr. Norman Shealy, and he's on at 2 p.m. Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Central Time Wednesdays, and that telephone number is 800-555-5453, and you'll be able to contact Dr. Shealy on his broadcast. And Dr. Shealy, you've been broadcasting for well over 2 decades.
I think this is my 28th year. Since you were in diapers almost.
Yeah. And by the way, Dr. Shealy has been encouraging me and teaching me about broadcasting for many years now, and he's been guiding me through his style. And I really appreciate that, Dr. Shealy. You can't hear my knees knocking anymore.
No, you just almost fade away occasionally with too much bliss. But other than that,
absolutely true. It's really easy for me to overdose on bliss. And by the way, Dr. Shealy, do you think that there are any negative effects of when I happen to overdose on Bliss? And by the way, it only takes 2 drops for me to do that. But do you think there are any long-lasting negative effects from me doing that?
Oh, there are no negative effects. The average person needs 13.
Yeah. When we come back, Dr. Shealy, I'd like to talk about blood alcohol tests and what happens when someone has diabetes and the inflated readings. And you can be arrested for having not had a single thing to drink if you have diabetes. We'll be right back.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com or call 800-544-3533.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
911, what is your emergency? There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, Katie Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KATIE. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to katiearmor.com. Come and take it.
Have you ever wondered what rich people know that you don't? Because people who are earning 10 times more than you are not 10 times smarter than you. But they do have a secret. They know something you don't. And that something is what I'd like to share. Because I started out like you, buying dozens of money-making programs, 99% turning out to be nothing but mumbo-jumbo. But eventually, I discovered a secret, earning over $284,000 in a single year. And this is why I have a confession to make. Because most people think my success came from luck or hard work, unfortunately, neither is true. Because I didn't start making more until I started doing less. Less physical work and more mental work. This is because I owe all my success to one thing, and I'd like to share it with you in a new free book. All you have to do to get a copy is go to realcashsecrets.com. That's realcashsecrets.com. Obviously, this offer is limited, so please go now to realcashsecrets.com.
If survivalist housing has been in your plans, get ready. We're bringing our Timberline range camps to you February 6th through 14th at the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Get an up-close look at some of our most popular Timberline models or visit survivalistcamps.com to pre-order a camp. We'll bring it to the show and save you the cost of shipping. It's the perfect time to get that camp you've wanted. Go to survivalistcamps.com, then plan on joining us at the Great American Outdoor Show in February in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor-endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria, from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
Dr. Norman Shealy is with us in class. Thank you to Ed Marvini, USAPrepares.com instructor of user site, USERSIGHT.com, for providing the tools that allowed me to update the website and post Dr. Shealy's newsletter that we just discussed during the last segment. So if you're interested in that newsletter and links to Dr. Shealy's website, you can go to USAPrepares.com. Page 1, the newsletter is there, and along with the link to Dr. Shealy's website, normshealy.com. And if you ever can't find Dr. Shealy's website, all you have to do is go to USAPrepares.com, click on the Instructors tab, and you'll find the link right there. So, Dr. Shealy, thank you.
Hey, Speedy Gonzalez, good heavens.
I really think I overdosed on bliss. So, diabetics can have false positive readings with these DUI meters that the police are riding around with, looking for anybody and everybody they can ticket, fine, arrest, incarcerate, and bring to court. Do you have any feelings on why this happens? Why the blood alcohol?
Yeah. Diabetics become hypoglycemic. That is, the blood sugar can get too low, and then they develop some stuff in the bloodstream called ketones. And ketones on that blood or breath test cannot be distinguished from alcohol. So they can have a very high level but have no alcohol at all because it's reading their hypoglycemic produced ketones instead of the alcohol.
Mm-hmm. So let me see if I have this right. Are you saying that someone who is diabetic, there could be people who are don't even know they're diabetic, could have these high levels of ketones and fail a blood alcohol test when they're pulled over by the police?
Well, in fact, Vince, there is something called hypoglycemia, and people who are going to develop diabetes sometimes 10 or 20 plus years later often have episodes of hypoglycemia or low blood sugar, and they will produce ketones like that even though they're not yet frankly diabetic. So yeah, it can happen even to a perfectly healthy, normal person.
Mm-hmm. And does a person's breath smell like they've had alcohol in this condition?
Ketones have a smell that is not that different from alcohol.
Okay. This is really significant what we're talking about, Dr. Shealy, because I believe the police are doing everything within their power to find people, to extract money from them. And I believe that there are lawyers who are charging thousands of dollars to defend people, which really isn't a defense. What's really happening is they are in collusion with the court system, and they're all profiting at the expense of people who may not have consumed any alcohol at all. So here we could have very simple cases of someone who doesn't even know that he is diabetic being pulled over, tested for blood alcohol, arrested.
You're talking about severe sociopathic, if not psychopathic behavior.
Yes.
And let's face it, in general, personally, I would assume that at least 90% of people in Congress are sociopathic, if not psychopathic. Mm-hmm. And the current occupant of the White House is severe psychopathic, narcissistic, and a few other bad things. That the people who run Wall Street are severely what I call financial psychopaths. They're far beyond sociopathic behavior. Many corporations are that way. So anytime somebody purposefully does something to harm other people, that is a serious moral, ethical, and mental issue. Other than that, they're only half crazy.
Dr. Shealy, for those who might be new to this broadcast, and there may be some people who will use a recording of this in court. Seriously, and I hope that they do, and I hope that they expose these people who have overzealously prosecuted people and inadequately defended people who are diabetic and who have been arrested. And I can tell you, it's a really bad thing. So I hope that people are using this particular broadcast and recording this segment and playing it in court if you are subjected to what we're talking about by the system. Dr. Shealy, your credentials, would you share with our class your credentials so that if this is played in court,
Okay,
I'm serious.
I happen to be an MD. I have a PhD in psychology. I am board certified in neurological surgery. I have specialized in chronic pain and depression for the last 40-some-odd years. I also have a Doctor of Science in Ryodo Raku, which is Japanese acupuncture. I've written, 34 or 5 books and over 300 scientific articles.
Mm-hmm. And you are Surgeon of the Year?
I have been nominated that, yes, and a few other little things here and there.
Mm-hmm. And you did your medical studies where?
Well, my medical degree and undergraduate study both came at Duke University, but I got my neurosurgical training at the Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston.
Mm-hmm. And that's associated with what university, Dr. Shealy?
Harvard, y'all.
Okay, so I hope that you can use this recording in court, class, should you be subject to proceedings of inflated...
Let me add one other little thing. If somebody thinks he or she was diagnosed incorrectly for hypoglycemia, they don't even have diabetes yet. There's one way that they could prove their case by getting a 5-hour glucose tolerance test. If you are prone to develop low blood sugar, you take a glucose tolerance test, and somewhere, usually after the 3rd hour, sometimes after the 2nd, but instead, the blood sugars go up in everybody for the 1st hour. If your blood sugar suddenly drops after the 2nd or 3rd hour, you are what is called reactive hypoglycemic, and you could prove medically that you have that problem of hypoglycemia.
There you go. And class, if this happened to you, if you happen to contact me, you can call me on the air, you can call me off the air. My number is on the internet on the website, usaprepares.com. If this has happened to you, let us know. And make sure you have the names and phone numbers and addresses of those who have prosecuted you. And we'd like to know the judge's name as well. And we will, and if you can get a picture of them, we'll put them on the website. We'll make them, we'll give them all the credit they deserve. All the credit they deserve. So keep that in mind. usaprepares.com. My email address is Vincent, Vincent, at usaprepares.com. And we're going to stop this criminal activity. We're going to stop it the best we can, dead in its tracks. It's an outrage. It's an outrage.
Oh, by the way, Ben.
Yes.
I'd like to share. Have we ever talked about my white magic trick?
No. Mm-mm.
Well, back in the 90s, I sued Blue Cross Blue Shield of Missouri for severe malfeasance, and it eventually went to, and they did. It took 5 years to go to a federal court.
Mm-hmm.
They did everything in their power to try to kill me, practically. They threatened to have my license taken away. And so I did for them what I do with anybody threatening me. I wrote their name on a little piece of paper, put it in a plastic vial, filled it with water, and put it in the freezer. There's no intent to harm them, but the intent of doing that is you freeze them from being able to harm you. And after 5 years, I got 37 judgments from a federal judge saying, I find Blue Cross Blue Shield, no, I find Dr. Shealy credible. I do not find Blue Cross Blue Shield credible. And interestingly, I don't think this had anything to do with it, but 1 year later, the president of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Missouri went to prison for fraud. So, if you've got somebody threatening you and don't think you have anything that you need to be afraid of, then just, I call it, put them in the freezer.
Okay, so you take a white piece of paper, you write their name on this piece of paper.
That's all you do, and when you're writing the name, it's with the intent they cannot harm me. You know?
Mm-hmm. And then you put it in some kind of a vial that can expand as the water freezes, and you add water to this vial.
I often say I have a whole freezer full of those little vials, but
I love it, Dr. Shealy. And, some people might think we're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding at all. I've shared this with numerous people, and I have many reports of people getting the same kind of result I did.
I think there's going to be a run on plastic vials starting right now. So,
and you could guess who's in my freezer.
Just once?
Everybody, no, the top 10 in my freezer.
Class, put the top 10 in your freezer as well, and those special characters who have harmed you, wrongful harm. Okay, Kyle in Montana, welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Kyle.
Dr. Shealy. Hi. I was wondering, Dr. Shealy, when I talked to you, I don't know, maybe a month ago, I was talking to you about joint pain, and you suggested maybe looking at getting off of wheat. And I was wondering, could you explain that, why wheat could cause joint pain?
Oh, yeah. Wheat, every bit of wheat in this country is now loaded with Roundup. And Roundup is particularly poisonous to your gut, among other things. So it causes an inflammatory response. Some people are more prone to that than others, but over the last 30-plus years...
Dr. Shealy, hold that thought. We're going into a commercial break.
Right.
Kyle, please hold the line. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey water filters for the love of clean water.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutritious meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and Off the Grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Well, Dr. Shealy, I can tell you that we've already gotten some response. I've been on the phone here at the farm since we talked about that, the blood alcohol test and the false positives. So it looks like a number of people are going to record that and play that for their attorneys and their judges and have some of their judgments overturned. Kyle's with us. Kyle, please continue.
Well, I was just letting Dr. Shealy continue on. Is it just the Roundup in the wheat that causes that, the joint inflammation?
Well, that's the major thing. There's some evidence that, when I was a child, wheat had about 13 genes, and now it has 52. So there's some evidence that the other genetic modifications have also harmed it. But the big one is Roundup. Roundup is poison, pure and simple.
So would it be possible then, if a person wanted to make their own bread, to buy some of these older grains and do it with that?
Well, if you can get them from some island in the Pacific that is safe, but remember, Monsanto has exported its madness all over the world, so it's almost impossible to know. And you know that even something like 65% of the rain in this country now has Roundup in it. So I can't be certain that you can ever get Roundup-free wheat anymore anywhere.
Okay. A couple of other questions real quick, Vince. Miles from Europe one time shared this this remedy he had, and everybody was roaring with laughter, but I couldn't quite catch all of it on ED, where he was talking about that guy that's chasing his wife around the room, that kind of thing. And then, Dr. Shealy, I was wondering on that.
I will. The morning Woody again.
Yeah, I don't have that problem, but I have a friend who does. But I was also wondering, on that foot thing you were talking about, that was the greatest, invention you thought. What is there a phone number, or is this guy only on the internet?
At this point, he's in Portugal. You can, if you go to my newsletter, you can get in touch with his assistant, Linda. It's got the email contact.
Okay. All right. I was just curious.
I got an email this morning from a woman in Canada who congratulated me for mentioning. She said she was cured by this. And he does it by distance. He does consultations by email and Skype, etc.
Okay.
Kyle,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have that email address. I have that email address for you right now.
Okay. Hold on.
You ready?
1 second.
Okay. And class, this is listed on the website, usaprepares.com, page number 1. And it's also available as an archive from Dr. Shealy on his newsletter. And it's also, let's see, you can just go to Dr. Shealy's website, normshealy.com, NORMSHEALY. And there's a lot of information available free for you to download right there. If you're at USA Prepares, page number 1, and if you'd like to have the email address, it's pain-free, PAINFREE, pain-free, at ProfessorRothbart.com, ProfessorRothbart.com, pain-free, PAINFREE, at ProfessorRothbart.com, ProfessorRothbart.com.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else for Dr.?
Nope,
Okay.
not for Dr. Shealy. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Great. Thank you very much, Kyle, in Montana. Okay, Dr. Shealy, my mom has been eating spinach. I've been making her spinach soup, and I think remember Popeye and spinach?
Yeah, it's great.
Doesn't it help build stronger blood?
Absolutely. It's got lots of iron.
Yeah, there you go. Can you overdose on too much spinach, Dr. Shealy?
Well, I don't know. It would take an awful lot. I doubt that, let's take, it used to be the can of spinach that Popeye would pop. I would take a can or two a day would hurt no one.
Great. Dr. Shealy, thank you so much for being with us. normshealy.com. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now you know that usaprepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light Systems system today, complete with 2 Black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com.